Do you want a grade 9 at GCSE? Do you want an A-star in A-level? Then you can't be making this mistake. People come back from school every day and decide to have naps instead of going straight to revising. And then they end up start revising at like 7, 8 o'clock and won't stop until 12. That ruins their sleep schedule even more and makes them even more tired. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Priya and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how to stay revising when you are simply just tired, because sometimes you can't do anything about it. Sometimes it might be your sleep schedule, sometimes it might just be you're fatigued. My sleep schedule is actually quite good. I'm just tired all the time. Yesterday I got home, I had 10 hours of sleep. I fell asleep so early Sunday night. And I got back and I literally fell asleep while doing flashcards. First of all, I want you to stop doing what you were doing and look at me. Why are you tired? Genuinely, look at yourself and is there a specific reason to why you are tired? Some people can just be fatigued. That's just the way they're built. I am one of those people. I get very fatigued. But is it your sleep schedule? Be so honest with yourself. You can sit there with yourself and say, I'm not drinking enough water, which one you should be doing anyways. But you really need to be real with yourself. If you're a teenager watching this video, you should be getting 8 hours of sleep a night. That is minimum. Honestly, I didn't believe that statistic at first. I thought it was like 6, 7 hours a night. No, you need minimum 8 hours of sleep per night. Fix your sleep schedule. That's like such a baseline simple tip. But if you are at the point where your sleep schedule is so messed up, you don't feel like fixing it, but you still want to be able to revise when you get home, then carry on watching this video. Before we carry on with the video though, remember to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can get notification every time I upload a new video. Tip 1, prioritize. Be real with yourself. What I want you to do is make a list of things you reckon you can actually do. If you have just got home and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm so tired, prioritize. What are your actual priorities? Do you have an exam coming up? Do you have a deadline coming up? Do you have homework? Those are your priorities. Make sure you get them done. You've got to focus on the high yield topics, the topics that are going to mostly show up in your exams. Instead of those tiny subtopics, when you genuinely don't have time to revise for them, look at the high yield topics, the topics that have a big effect on your exams. There is no point falling asleep and sitting there revising for a subject that you enjoy revising and you're just going away at blah 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 blah, instead of revising for a big topic that's going to be on your exam that you just don't like revising, right? You've got to focus on that. I know it's going to be hard to put away your easy comfort subjects. At the end of the day, these are your exams. You need to focus. You need to get out your comfort zone and revise for the subjects you don't want to revise. Get a list of things that you need to do and rank them, right? This is what I need to do. I have a test tomorrow. This is what I need to do. I have 3 homeworks for tomorrow. Rank them and go through them. If you end up not being able to do everything because you literally fall asleep, it's not the end of the world if you don't get to those lower priority tasks, and you can move on to them tomorrow. Learning how to time manage during exams and A-levels and GCSEs. Coming from a year 13 who's going through the UCAS application right now, it is so important to learn how to time manage. Okay, it's such a useful skill that I'm so glad I've learned. You just gotta be realistic with yourself. No BS, guys. You're doing your exams. Does it look like I have time for BS? No BS. Tip 2, work in bursts of energy. I'm being so serious. If you are that low in energy, you just gotta pump yourself to do it, right? Start off with 5 minutes. You're gonna think that I sound crazy, but start off with 5 minutes of revision. This is like a tip I only use when I'm exhausted. Commit yourself to it. Do not stop for 5 straight minutes. Set a timer. Do not stop for 5 minutes. And you're gonna think that 5 minutes was fine. No, just keep going, right? Increase it to 10 minutes. And honestly, once you get past the first 5 minutes, you kind of get into like the flow of things. Your revision just becomes so much easier. I'm not even lying, right? And just keep increasing your time slowly, so you know you can commit to it. Be realistic with yourself. That's like the one thing I'm going to keep saying throughout this video. Be true to yourself. Be realistic to yourself. You're doing this for yourself, so you gotta be realistic. You can't just be delusional. If you don't commit to yourself, then who are you really committing to? That's a deep thought right there. For example, using the Pomodoro method, this is something I didn't believe in. Honestly, I didn't think it was good at all until like a few weeks ago when I was tired. And I was like, I just can't focus. I literally can't focus. I threw my phone out of the room and I still found ways to get distracted. So I just thought, Pomodoro, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And I just kept doing that and like had a big break every so often. You can get so much revision done. Like you don't even feel like you're doing that much, and you can go to like 4 cycles. That's nearly 2 hours of revision done. You just gotta change things up. Like if you're doing a 1 hour revision, 20-minute break, 1 hour revision, 20-minute break, and that is exhausting you, switch it up. Go to shorter, go to longer. Do whatever you need to do. Just keep trying things out. It's currently November when I'm recording this. If you start trying out these new revision tips now, you're gonna know what kind of you suit when it comes to the exams, and that's what you're really gonna need. Like, don't risk it by testing all these revision tips I'm giving you when like right before your exams. Test them out now. Talking about Pomodoro method, I'm gonna say utilize your breaks. That's tip 3. Utilize your breaks. In your breaks, do you sit there scrolling on TikTok or Instagram Reels? Yes, you do. Let's be honest, right? I do it as well sometimes. It's really bad. Or I'll sit there playing some mobile game. Doing that, you've just come from a high focus state to the absolute pit of focus. Genuinely, TikTok and Instagram Reels, you're just being fed dopamine and more dopamine. Like why? Like as soon as you turn Instagram off, you're just gonna think, why am I revising? You'll just like start wanting to pick up your phone, and that's the first thing you do. Honestly, go onto your screen time and look up first app I have to pick up. If your highest app is Instagram or TikTok, something is wrong. That's literally telling you that you are addicted. First thing you want to do when you go on your phone, Instagram or TikTok. Like at one point for me, it was automatic. And that's when I thought, oh my God, I need to change. Utilize your breaks. Don't go on Instagram or TikTok. Read. Sit with your thoughts. Genuinely, just sit with your thoughts for 5 minutes. It might sound challenging to sit with your own thoughts, especially in this day and age. You can have access to any sort of entertainment you want. You gotta think of revising like a snow globe, right? When you revise, your thoughts, it's like quiet. It's quiet, right? The snow globe is quiet because you're focusing on one thing. When you go on TikTok, it's just slowly shaking up the snow globe, and your thoughts should become everywhere. Because you're just like, oh, what is this person doing? What's that person doing? And at one point, I kept asking myself, what were the last 2 TikToks I watched? Genuinely, what were the last 2 TikToks I watched? I couldn't remember. It's so bad. And then you go back to revising, and your mind is literally everywhere. How are you going to get back to that flow state after your mind has been scrambled everywhere? You just can't. So, read a book. Sort your thoughts. Go outside. Speak to people. I know that might sound hard. Just speak to them about what you were revising. It's a 5-minute break, it's a 10-minute break, it's a 15-minute break. It's not that long. I'm sure you can go without TikTok or Instagram for a bit. Tip 4, focus on quality over quantity. That thing that teachers say to you all the time in school actually applies to real life. Okay, I know you don't want to hear it, but it does. Please tell me right now, would you rather sit for 4 hours revising for something that you're going to forget in a few days? Or would you rather sit down for 1 hour, do some effective revision, and then remember it? You want to do the effective revision. So plan out your revision. That is one thing I'm going to say. I have to-do lists set up on Notion that I do every day. I know I can rely on that to-do list. I know I've committed myself to it. So for example, I'm about to tick off my record a YouTube video. So for example, if you're studying a science and you just learn a topic, say biology, just learn osmosis. Are you going to sit there reading a textbook for an hour just so you can forget it later? No, you're not. You're not going to do that. You're going to go onto a website like Cognito, Save My Exams, Physics, Maths here. Read a summary of the notes, find flashcards on Quizlet, I'll make them, and then you're going to do some questions on them. It's such an easy 3-step routine. Notes, active recall, questions. It's the 3 things you need. That's all you need to get good grades. I'm being so serious. If you do this, you're going to find yourself actually revising a lot less, but you're going to find yourself getting a lot better grades. Quality, not quantity. You gotta listen to your teachers sometimes, guys. Now, number 5, it's kind of a nice tip. Reward yourself. You are tired and you're revising. That is an achievement, okay? You're revising full stop. You're doing better than a lot of other people your age. I will do so much revision. I'm thinking this is the bare minimum. No, it's not. Some people go into that exam without doing any revision, and you've actually committed a decent chunk of your time to it, especially when you're tired. You've got to reward yourself, otherwise you're gonna end up burning out. Find different ways to reward yourself. Give yourself some screen time, some dopamine TikTok time. Give yourself a snack. No, honestly, when I'm tired or like I'm craving sugar, that is what I'll do. I'll say every time I like finish like a chapter of a topic, I'm allowed 2 chocolates. Is it slightly unhealthy? Yes. But does it work? Also yes. Just little ways of rewarding yourself like that will just remind you that there's a reason why you're doing all this revision. You can get something from it, because at the end of the day, the main reward will be your grades. But you got to remind yourself along the way that it's so worth it, you know? Because who else is going to be there to remind you? Is your teacher going to say, well done for revising? Well, no, they're not. They'll say well done for doing well on a test. Your parents might say it as well, but you need to be there to keep motivating yourself. So please remember to reward yourself, give yourself breaks, and sleep. Please sleep, because if you're tired purely because you're not sleeping enough, then you won't even have to use half of these tips. Alright, you'll be energized enough to do as much revision as you want. So please fix your sleep schedules, guys. I'm being serious. It's gonna seem like a challenging task, but if you start fixing it now, I'm sure it will be good enough for when you have your exams and you won't be having to pull all-nighters because you started your revision at 12 AM. I'm gonna be wrapping up the video now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this gave you some insight on how I stay revising even though I'm tired literally all the time. And I hope this gives you some advice on how you can stay revising too. Before I go, remember to like and subscribe and press the post notifications button so you can get a notification every time I post a new video. And I will see you guys next week. Bye!